First of all, right? So the first question is animism and deep ecology. Animism and deep ecology. Animism, you can say it's a form of belief, right? Animism is a form of belief, it's a primitive form of belief, which says that all natural objects whether you can say biotic or you can say living or non-living, all natural objects whether living or non-living have soul, or you can say spirit, right? This is this form, right? It is considered as the earliest form of belief, right? And this E.B. Tylor described this in his book Primitive Culture. That he wrote in 1871. Right? E.B. Tylor says that this is the earliest form of belief, and from animism, the more you can say complex forms of religion like polytheism and monotheism evolved, right? Because he was an evolutionist, so he talks in this manner. So this is what E.B. Tylor says. Now let us understand living objects. You can say we humans and other species have a soul, right? Non-living objects also have a soul, like rivers. Ganga Mata, Yamuna Maya, right? So you can say Ganga and Yamuna. We worship rivers, right? So even Hinduism have some elements of animism, you can say, right? We also you can say we worship our ancestor. जो आप श्राद्ध करते हैं, right? पिंडदान, that is basically the ancestor worship, right? पिंडदान और श्राद्ध in Hindu is basically the ancestor worship or animism. Rivers, you can say hills और rocks, पत्थर पूजते हैं, राइट? आपको अभी डोंगरिया कोंद का केस पता भी होगा, मोस्ट ऑफ यू नो. डोंगरिया कोंद इज ए ट्राइब of Odisha who protested against the bauxite plant by Vedanta, right? Because they consider that on the hill, which may be, you can say, exploited by the Vedanta Copper Limited or something, right? On that hilltop, their god lives, right? So that is that, right? Then you can say, and living this sacred groves, right? Sacred grove is that patch of forest land which a community or a group of people consider that it is sacred for them, right? We have to worship this forest grove, because in this forest grove, in this patch of forest, our deity, our god or goddesses live. Right? If it is destroyed, then our gods and goddesses will also be destroyed. Right? Then you can see this kind of totemism. Right? The belief in totemism, it's also a form, you can say variant, although it is different. But that also we consider, right? That this is something auspicious. Don't get confused between totemism, but I'm just giving you a hint. That is a separate form of belief. It has its own principles and rules. But आपको समझने के लिए I'm just telling you. Okay. So ये सब चीजें. अब दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट पे आते हैं हम. What is deep ecology? Right? See, deep ecology it's a philosophy, environmental philosophy, or you can say it's a environmental ideology. It's a ideology, or it's a environmental movement, right? This is an environmental movement which was started by Norwegian philosopher Arne Næss, but not only this, that it was started by him. It basically, you can say this is a movement which shifts the focus from anthropocentric approach, right, to the ecosystem centric. See, when we see at anything, we used to look at things from human angle, कि इंसान और humans को क्या फायदा और क्या नुकसान. But it was not good because we were exploiting the nature. We were exploiting the mines, or you can say minerals from the earth. We were exploiting the forest. We were killing and destroying the habitat of other organisms, right? So that was anthropocentric approach, whether it is for food or for our luxury, for our essential needs. Now the shift is towards the ecosystem. That ecosystem should be the you can say central thing from which we should think, right? Because we are the part of the larger ecosystem, right? So we don't live in isolation on this planet. We live with other species and other components of the ecosystem. Some says that it is from anthropocentric to biosphere centric approach. So I believe you can see the connection that animism, living and non-living, this animism have inspired the concept of deep ecology. Although yes, normally we say that animism is a primitive form of belief, right? Where the simple societies, they believe that our god and goddesses live in this, you can say animistic, and or you can say in this living and non-living things. It have inspired this movement that everything in this ecosystem have the value, right? We are not the only beings with some value, right? We are not the only beings with some value, but everything have a value in the ecosystem. So that shift was, you can say, this have inspired the concept of deep ecology, right? So basically the examiner desire that you should know the application, or you should understand that the concept of GS can be, or you can say simply said कि कुछ भी आपका application mind, analytical mind होना चाहिए आपके पास. If you can think about things, you can naturally link things. Now let me give you the structure of this answer, that how you can write.